Am I the butthole for refusing to attend an apology dinner after my mother-in-law called me a bad mother at my son's funeral? I lost my son to congenital heart disease, and he did not survive the open heart surgery at the age of 1 year and 6 months. He was the greatest blessing I had in my life. Everyone kept telling me things will get easier with time. I know that no matter how much time goes by, I'll still be missing my baby and everything sweet about him. Mother-in-law and I were in constant conflict. Things always been bad between us, but in those months we reached our limit. She kept getting involved in my son's treatment, and criticized every decision I made, claiming I didn't know how to handle my son's illness. We went low contact, but she kept causing issues occasionally. My husband was torn between our son's illness and his mother's issues. When my son passed away, she came to the funeral and caused a scene by arguing with me, knowing I had no energy for it. She used the fact that everyone was there, so she could say it was my fault my son was born sick and I didn't take care of him properly, that I didn't listen to her when suggested other ways to treat his condition, and that I was the one who took their grandchild away from them and caused them heartache. She then loudly called me a bad mother. I had no idea how I kept my composure and kept standing on both feet. My mom and sisters responded by telling her to leave. My husband was sitting down crying. She then went to tell everyone I kicked her out as a way to hurt her further, and lied that I convinced my husband to ban her from visiting her grandson's grave. My husband later sent his side of family an email talking about my mother-in-law's behavior during and after our son's illness and telling them he no longer will be seeing her. That had the family criticizing us, saying mother-in-law was just trying to do what was best for her grandbaby, and called us selfish for assuming we're the only ones struggling with this tragedy. We haven't seen his mom in 1 year and 8 months. I'm now 3 months pregnant. No one knew, only my sister-in-law, brother-in-law's wife, but word got out. Though we told her not to say anything. Week later I had family members saying I was invited to a dinner hosted by mother-in-law so she could both apologize in front of the whole family and settle this issue before the baby's born. They said mother-in-law was regretful, and offered to financially provide for her grandbaby, and they want to see that. I refused. But my husband surprisingly wants me to go. I had his grandparents calling me, telling me that I'm a person with a good heart and forgiveness is something I'm capable of giving. I told them I'll never be sitting at the same table with the person who called me a bad mother at my child's funeral. I still remember it vividly till this very day. My sister said this change of heart from mother-in-law is probably for the new baby. It could be, but I insisted I won't come. They're saying I'm making hard for everyone to move on and past this unresolved pain and should really go. Not the butthole. I work in nursing in ICU and I see people like your mother-in-law often. You were done so dirty, and no one, absolutely no one will ever understand what you and your husband went through and the kind of horrific choices you had to make. People like to think modern medicine can cure anything, and it's just not true. Treatments can be ugly, invasive, and even lethal, and I would never blame you for a second for trying anything possible to keep your baby in this world. I also wouldn't blame you for a second if you decided not to go through with some of these harsh treatments. There is no right answer in these situations, only you get to decide. I'm so sorry for your loss and that you had to go through that. Maybe I'm biased because I see people like you at work making decisions no one should ever have to make while getting yelled at by other family who won't even come to visit the FKN patient. Easy to throw stones when you don't have to make such heavy decisions. You are so within your rights to never forgive that woman. I hope the best for your current pregnancy, and I'm sure this little light will help remind you and your husband what familial love really is. I felt sick to my stomach reading this. The pure audacity of this woman is beyond words. I have 2 thankfully healthy boys, and imagining going through with them what you did with your son makes me want to cry. How heart-shatteringly lonely, lost and utterly destroyed you and your husband must have felt with her acting like a butt towards you instead of being a support you surely needed. She made your son's illness and tragic passing about herself, to posture in some weird way that if she had gotten to make the decisions none of this would have happened. I'm assuming she's not a specialist doctor of some kind, so she had no footing to stand on. If she is a doctor, I'm at loss for words, so describe how F that is too. I like the other's poster suggestion. Make it clear to your husband that he is free to socialize with his mother, but it will never be in your shared home or in the presence of you or the baby. I feel this woman is unhinged enough to try to get grandparents' rights. Call CPS and you if you disagree with her on something. The money offer is further manipulation to try to wrest even more control for herself. Oh, you won't let me actively undermine your parenting? No. No more money then. I'm so sorry for original poster. I can't begin to imagine. Mother-in-law is a textbook narcissist. She's staging this fake public apology and the flying monkeys have been unleashed. If original poster plays along, mother-in-law will redirect the pregnancy attention onto herself. If original poster doesn't, mother-in-law will bemoan her suffering to anyone who'll listen. You can't win with a narcissist. All you can do is refuse to play and let them to find someone else to torment. Edit. Wow, thank you for the awards. It's crazy strategic if you know what to look for. And it's always formulaic. 1. Love bomb. Especially W. The help of flying monkeys to sing her praises like cherubs around a celestial portal to Jesus himself. 2. Obligate. Especially with money. The offer made in part 1 comes with a secondary offer that is a caveat in disguise. It's designed to be the spring hinge that locks you in later down the road. 3. Is actually a decision tree. If 1-2 is successful A, if not successful B. A. Overtake and dominate. They own you in the situation now, so hand over those reins. B. Devalue and smear campaign. Turns out you actually are all those things they said about you, and also you had the audacity to turn away their magnanimous offer so generously made, so how dare. Edit. Sorry for formatting. On mobile. Edit 2. Really should have had a verdict, sorry. Not the butthole. Original posters also learned a painful lesson about sister-in-law's allegiances, even if she only did the tattling and not the arm-twisting. It will be a hard and lonely process to redraw their circle of trusted loved ones, but the alternative is a circle of loved ones who absolutely can't be trusted, which is ultimately going to be harder and lonelier. Can we talk about the audacity of original poster's husband? He is the butthole for trying to push original poster to go like he didn't witness his mother's bullcrap at his baby's funeral. Mother-in-law isn't sorry for a damn thing she has done. If she were, she would have tried to apologize way before finding out original poster is pregnant. And the husband is just trying to sweep it under the rug. Yeah, she's gotten so problem on top of all this. You are so within your rights to never forgive that woman. Especially since the apology will probably be something like, I'm sorry you didn't understand me / I was too unclear. Or we've both said things we shouldn't have, let's put it behind us so I can have access to my new grandbaby. I'm paraphrasing the last part. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. She'd be dead to me. Effed off into oblivion. Original poster's husband needs to grow a spine too. Like, I get that it's his mother and he's probably still grieving the loss of their child as well, but original poster's his immediate family now. She and their unborn child should be his #1 priority, not his mother's fantasy about being a grandma, especially after what she did and said. Mother-in-law acts as though original poster was the only one parenting and managing her child's medical treatment. Original poster's husband was a father too, but only original poster was the bad parent? Come on. If mother-in-law said original poster was a bad mom, that means that her son was a bad father by default. Not that I actually believe original poster's a bad mom, just pointing out the contradictions. Original poster, enjoy your pregnancy stress-free by staying as far as humanly possible from mother-in-law. You also need to have a major talk with hubby. I would disown my own mother if she said that to me and / or my partner. Edit. Everyone is taking my saying grow a spine to mean that original poster's husband has to man up and / or become robotic. Stop putting words in my mouth, it's a common phrase. I'm not trying to push a sexist agenda onto original poster's husband, I'm just stating that he needs to come to terms with his mother's toxicity and go no contact for he and his wife's, original poster, sakes. He has every right to grieve. I'm not trying to undermine how hard it is to be raised by a narcissistic parent, either. It's in no way easy, but he's been no contact for over a year now but wants to regress progress already made. He and original poster need counseling together, and individually, for the loss of their child and his mother's awful behavior. Sorry for not clearing that up sooner, my words were taken out of context. My sister said this change of heart from mother-in-law is probably for the new baby. It absolutely is. She isn't sorry that she harassed stressed-out parents who were trying to manage the healthcare of a gravely ill baby. She isn't sorry that she berated a grieving mother at that baby's funeral. She is sorry that the consequences of her abhorrent behavior have led to her being denied access to a grandchild. There is absolute proof of this, in the fact that she wasn't sorry until she learned a new baby is on its way. Some things should not be forgiven, and frankly, her behavior falls into that category. You are not the butthole here, and should not compromise. The only thing that matters for the next 6 months are your health and stress levels, and both can be best managed by immediately removing from your life anyone insisting on renewing contact with someone who abused you. You should tell your husband that no means no, and he is not to bring this up again. It's not up for discussion. Please also visit our /justnormal for help on how to set these boundaries and stick to them, and for the support you may need in doing so. Reddit link. Original poster replies. First of all, thank you taking the time to talk about my issue. I don't get enough people who can understand what I have been going through, especially now during my pregnancy. Original poster replies. Some people expect me to be thrilled with no excuse like my pregnancy supposed to erase or make up for my loss. It's the opposite. I worry too much over little issues, and to some it's normal, but I find myself stressing out all the time. I try to take it slow and continue with my therapy. Original poster replies. I haven't directly talked to mother-in-law, but I have talked to everyone in the family. They keep saying she's sincere and wants nothing more than for us to be able to move past this conflict. Original poster replies. I truly don't feel okay with the idea of having to sit with her at a dinner table after all she's said and done. No matter what her purpose is, I'm completely against it. My grief is still raw and I'm not ready to see her. I don't think I'll ever be. It might sound awful, but I'm not feeling I could give her what she wants. If she were truly remorseful, she would have written you a letter. What is doing is telling everyone else that she is remorseful so that they can put pressure on you. They are called flying monkeys. You need to ignore them. You and hubby need counseling. He needs to understand that this pregnancy is already stressful and his mother is only making it worse. Oh, and our /justnormal has people in similar situations. They can help. They even have a reading list. They have helped me with my mother-in-law and mother situation. And congrats on the squish. Reddit link. Not the butthole, they're making it so everyone can move on, except you. They're saying you have to bite the bullet so everyone else can pretend it never happened. But if she didn't have the guts to apologize until now, so she can play with a new grandbaby, then she doesn't mean it. She just wants to make a show of how great she is for everyone. I say don't go. Not the butthole, not the butthole, not the butthole. I lost my daughter to congenital heart disease. I am so sorry. There is no pain in the world like losing a child. It's been 16 years and I still rage at the universe occasionally. There are family members I have not spoken to, and will never speak to again in my life because of what they said. What I would do if I were you, sit your husband down and let him know you are finished with that woman forever. You will not allow her to see your new child. She does not get to talk to you. You will never attend a family event if she is there. She won't ever be entering your home. You will trash all gifts from her. You are finished. I'd allow other family members of your husband to socialize and visit, but don't let them try to engage you and advocate for that nasty, evil woman. Cut them out if they try. Your husband can support you in this, or he can move out and go live with his mommy. What she did is unforgivable, and this is a hill I'd die on. Very best wishes to you. I was invited to a dinner hosted by mother-in-law so she could both apologize in front of the whole family and settle this issue before the baby's born. They said mother-in-law was regretful, and offered to financially provide for her grandbaby, and they want to see that. This whole thing's making my skin crawl. Mother-in-law's looking for a way to control you so you won't go rogue with her precious grandbaby's parenting this time. You are a womb to her. Nothing more. Do not accept anything. Do not see her. Do not give anyone on your husband's side of the family any information you do not want her having. Talk to your husband in detail and make sure he's completely on the same page as you. She will not stop trying to control you and your baby this time. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.